Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Some Nerd Stuff. I'm your host Jared,
and I'm your co-host, Mr. Allen.
And this episode is going to be more of our music topical pod. Alan, you got our notes for
I
some
sure
stuff that we've
do.
missed. First off, everybody, just hope you're all doing all right. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. Today we're gonna have a nice little discussion about just things going on in the music world.
All the music stuff.
Music
stuff.
stuff.
Since we've been gone for a little bit, there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
We got a lot of shit to talk about.
There's probably some albums we're gonna mention that it's not too in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Some.
And we'll also discuss the big ones that,
Of course.
But unlike other people talking about it immediately, I like that we do our music when we try to bring up things that are, like, I'm not going to talk about anything that just came out this week. Because it's like, I can't, it's going to be hard for me to talk about. I want to talk about some things that I've had time to sit with and really reflect on.
Even though we're gonna talk about something that came out this week.
Oh, yes, the GOAT! The GOAT!
We're going to leave that off for last.
Obviously.
But
we'll see. I want to talk about the most, but we'll see.
So obviously the big album that came out recently is DJ Khaled's album, Khaled.
We gotta start here.
Yeah, I feel like
I was so ready to run through a wall, and then now I'm like ready to sit the fuck down.
He's getting it out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Everything else after this is gonna be good. So I didn't think the album was too good, and my reason it's not the songs were good or weren't good. I actually thought the songs individually are good. There's a few.
Well, it's hard for it to not be good because he's Khaled. At this point, he can't produce a bad song.
That's facts. But the problem is, I felt like none of the songs fit anything to each other. I even know what the album wasn't even about. Like I felt like he just threw a bunch of songs into an album just and called it a day. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's not much art to that. You know what I'm saying? But like,
and it's like I think it kind of hurts because we know Khaled's not like that.
Exactly. He's
really
so much
not.
better than that.
He's so particular about where he places shit, who he puts on with what.
Exactly.
And this felt like a
I love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just feel like it wasn't a bad album, but I just don't think it was. In the scope of music, it's a great album. Because it's well produced, it's well performed. Everyone brings their bars and their verse.
I would say it's a great produced. It's a great sounding album.
Well, no. What I mean by a great album is like if we had no clue who was on, like who these people were, and we didn't know who Khaled was, and this was just an album being presented to us. There's no way musically you can listen to the beats that are being produced and the lyrics and the delivery that these performers are giving and say that it's a bad album. Yeah. I just feel like in the scope of Khaled, like to me, there's a bar with Khaled. You know what I mean? I think of, whether it's, Victory, whether it's the album where All I Do Is Win is on. I can't remember.
All I Do Is Win.
Because Victory was his first one. What? That had, the first one was Victory that had, that's the one that had with T.I., Birdman, We Taking Over with Akon. But what's the album where All I Do Is Win?
All I Do Is Win. That was, I believe, was it this one? When did that? I feel like that song came out dumb long ago.
Yeah, no, it was a long time ago. Yeah. But it's like
it wasn't Major Key, no.
No, it's not Major Key. It's way before Major Key.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You see, go to you got his discography. No, it's not that. I know which one it is. See.
Because I feel like
no, go to See All for his discography because then I'll have an order of when it came out. So it is Victory.
It was Victory, yeah.
So then what was the one that? Yeah. But what was the one that? Oh, We the Best. We the Best is what I'm thinking of. But yeah, so Victory.
Oh, we're taking over. Yeah.
But to me, like things like Victory, stuff like that, those are like the bar of where I personally hold Khaled because I think he's just such a. I really do think he's a great producer, and I love a lot of his songs. So like, I was disappointed. Like I was upset that I didn't like any of the songs. You know what I mean? Like, other than like obviously the two Drake songs, but to me like those are the two that really. Like I get what you're saying, where it's like not a lot of the songs fit.
I thought none of the songs fit.
See, I'm in the opposite of that. I think there's a similarity between the types of samples he was using between a lot of the songs, where even if it's not the same type, like, it's the same vibe. Like you could tell like it was the same vibe of the pocket of where he was trying to go. To me, the Drake ones are just so
about that. I felt like the vibes were switching literally every song.
No, I didn't feel that at all. I didn't feel that.
But overall, I didn't. I feel like I thought he could. It's DJ Khaled. He's done better already. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
it's not that I didn't like any of the songs. This is probably a better way of saying it. There's nothing on here I wanted to repeat listen, other than like the Her and Migos record. 'Cause I thought that's the one I liked.
That was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that one. That's the one like I added to my
Me
playlist.
too.
But like none of the other ones I really added, and that just would bum me out.
I also like the Justin Timberlake song.
Yeah, I like it, but you know, to me, it's like I also heard better Justin Timberlake singing vocals like that. Yeah, but other than that, I did like it. And listen, that man is on top of the world right now. He's got 2 beautiful kids that he's raising right now. Like that, you know, it's like this out. It's not gonna stop Khaled from being Khaled. It does not take away anything from his career or how I view him. Like, so you know, at the end of the day, look, this one wasn't for me. But guess what? I'm still waiting to listen to the next one.
I'm always going to listen to the next one. That's the thing. I'm always going to listen to the next one.
Right, did you happen to listen to, I don't know if it's on your list, but did you happen to listen to Slime Language 2?
I have.
I liked it.
And I actually thought it was really good.
Yeah. I was really impressed.
I thought it was very good.
I was really impressed by it.
I agree.
And a lot of the songs I liked on that were not even the ones that had like the artists I knew of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's always those like hidden artists you didn't know where you expect. You know what I'm saying?
But if I had to pick like my one favorite though, obviously because it's me. But the one he had with Travis, him with Thug, Gunna, and Travis was like.
Yeah.
Again, you put those 3 in a mix, anything it can't really fail.
One of the big songs that's out right now is Polo G's Rap Star. To be honest, I'm not a fan of the song.
Haven't heard it.
You ever heard? It's the number 1 song right now. It's his highest charting song he's had so far.
Okay, I like Polo G.
I do as well. Actually, I think it's very underrated. Honestly,
he actually has my favorite song on the after giving it some time to listen to like all the shits because at first it was Rock Him.
Yeah.
But he actually has now my favorite song, him and G Herbo on the not together but like their separate songs that they have on Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack are 2 of my favorites. Like,
but that's not. I just feel like it was meant to be, you know, to be number 1, to be like, you know, like, to hit people. I haven't listened to it yet, but I don't know if you heard Moneybagg Yo's album.
Oh my god, it is such a vibe.
I haven't heard it yet. That's what I'm hearing. Actually, it's very good.
Yo, Moneybagg, I personally don't know when Moneybagg Yo started in his career, but I personally I found him after he did the song with Lil Baby. You Played. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, this dude is just somebody that I can't stop listening to. I think Moneybagg Yo is a great talent. I think
he's definitely an upcoming. He's getting better as he goes along.
Yeah, and I think he's just got that swagger, that cadence, that confidence. Like he's just
been around for a long time, but then he hasn't been around. For a long time. It's like it's so weird. Like,
yeah, and anything that him and Lil Baby do together has been like some of my favorite songs of the last year.
I do concur.
So, shout out to Moneybagg Yo. His album, like, it's just go check it out, please.
Absolutely. Next up, he's also an upcoming artist out of North Carolina, where J. Cole is from. His name is Moray. He's had a couple hits. He recently just dropped a mixtape called Street Sermons. I thought the album was very good. I thought it was a vibe. I thought it was very good. My only problem is I feel like he could have switched up his style. His flow a little more to like just to show a little more versatility.
Yeah, he's still
brand new. It's his first fucking.
And it's not even an album; it's an EP. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like an EP is more where you stay in your bag of what
it's your first one, but like that's what I'm saying. And for what it is, I thought it was really good. And I know it's gonna only go up from here. You know,
because he can do that perfect mix of. Like, he could rap and snap and rap his ass off, but he can also give you that, because he was I watched an interview with him on The Breakfast Club where he talks about growing up and being in a lot of church gospel music, and doing a lot of singing, where it's like you could tell.
Word.
So the fact that he can now mix that too of rapping some real shit and singing, like,
word.
Dude, those Carolina niggas, whether it's the Baby, Cole, him, like, these niggas don't miss.
That's a fact. I think he just has like such a unique voice to me. Like his voice is so unique. Like, it hits hard. I fuck with it. Yeah.
And I mean this in no disrespect. It's kind of the reason why I fuck with him even more is I like that he doesn't look like what you think an R&B rapping singing nigga would be. Like when I first heard Quicksand, I was like, oh, this shit is fire.
Word.
And then I saw the video, I was like, oh, I didn't expect him to be a big black nigga.
Because we grew up when we used to hear that shit when we were growing up.
It was always Usher,
it's Usher.
Jason Derulo.
Facts.
Every black singer they had to be like
6-pack dancing niggas. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what? He was having more fun in the Quicksand
video
than any of these niggas. Like
facts, bro.
And the fact fact that his whole hood came out to just do that with him,
Facts, bro. That's real love. That's
again,
respect, man.
If y'all ain't listen to Morray, like you're lacking in your own happiness because the nigga's music. I love about it is he can make a song about some real shit, but give you the bop and the vibe and the cadence that just puts you in a better perspective and mood about it. Like you ain't upset about shit. Like even though you're going through shit, you're feeling it, and then his music just puts you in that mode of like
it lifts you up.
Hustle mode kind of. You know what I mean? Like it lifts you up to be like, all right, look, shit ain't that great right now, but guess what? I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna keep going.
Absolutely.
So Morray, Street Sermons, please go listen to it.
Download, stream it. Wherever your CDs.
Do whatever. I don't give a fuck. Please, like.
All right, next up, something came out a couple weeks ago. Corday's like little EP thing called Justin Till. He said he dropped it while his actual album is almost done. It's like
I'll drop a little 4-pack of songs.
4-pack, and all songs are fire.
Corday's that next one. He's that next one.
Absolutely,
he's that next one.
And I know like I know like the thing with the whole YBN shit, all that shit went down. I felt like honestly him dropping YBN from his name was the most not boss, but I think it's the best move for his career.
I'll give.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna make a prediction right now. By 2025, I'll give him some just because of how long this one person I'm about to name works. I give it to 2025 by the time that Corday and M have a crazy ass lyrical song.
Hell yeah!
I feel like there's no way.
And Eminem's already said he
that's what I'm saying.
Music,
like the fact that M don't really put that out there like that. And notice when he says shit like that, he was mentioning like whether it was Joyner, Kendrick. He named all people that he's already worked with.
Word.
Corday was the only one on that list of like, oh, you ain't worked with that nigga. And if you a fan of him, and he's got an album coming.
You know what I'm saying? He could. You know, if I see feature Eminem on this shit, I'm gonna
throw a table over. Like I'm gonna flip a random table over.
In case you haven't realized, we're both really, really big Eminem fans.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck what any of you guys have to say about it.
That's a fact. I will say to the day I die, I think he's the best rapper of all time. Anywho, so yeah, definitely check out that little 4-pack. Honestly, he's such a good artist. And honestly, you get to hear a little bit how his singing goes. He doesn't really do that.
Nah, Corday.
It's very.
Corday is the one,
I
bro.
Fuck with that,
Corday's about to be the one.
So next, La Machina. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is Conway the Machine's newest album.
Oh, Griselda!
He is one of the 3 Griselda's trio.
Between Westside Gunn and Benny the Butcher coming, nigga.
Also, Benny Butcher also dropped the album a couple months ago as well, which is very good.
But
talk about Conway, man, the album was so good. It's crazy. It's more, even though they're more of I would say a newer artist, they're very old heads, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all in the 30s, I think, or something like that. So like, it makes sense, but.
Nah, listen,
but like honestly, they're out of all 3, I personally think Benny's the best.
Oh yeah.
But I think Conway has the best beats out of all 3 by far.
Yeah,
by far. So like,
I think Benny has the best rapping cadence ability. I think Conway's got the best beat selection of how he puts his songs together.
Yeah.
But to me, I love Westside Gunn so much because of his vibe. Like his ad libs when he's featuring on somebody's song, his ad libs is just fucking. It's hilarious to me. Like somebody actually did like a video I saw on Facebook where it was like, it was a meme of Westside Gunn ordering McDonald's. Like, yo, let me get the fries with some mayo. Like
honestly,
I love.
I would compare Griselda to like
Slaughterhouse.
I was gonna compare it to Migos. I feel like a more lyrical driven. Migos.
See, to me, when I say Slaughterhouse is, I feel like they're
that's a good one. Yeah,
I feel like they're more of what Slaughterhouse, because like anybody, obviously, because I'm a big Joe Budden fan.
Of course.
I listen. Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. You guys are the fucking reason why I'm here doing the podcast. Like you guys are just amazing. But growing up, like as a like anybody obviously who listens to Joe Budden podcast and probably would weirdly listen to this, then you know that it's like there was some behind the scenes mess of like how they all viewed certain things, and I feel like when you go to the Slaughterhouse's first mixtape that they did before M had signed them and shit, I feel like that was the vibe of what like Griselda gives me, like a way more serious version of it.
I agree.
Because I think Slaughterhouse still had a lot of fun with their shit.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like the way I love Slaughterhouse, the way I love D12, the way I love just lyrical ass rappers is why I love them so much.
If you love lyrical rap, there's no way you don't fuck with Griselda.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah,
but Conway's album is very, very well done. Like, it's a very good album.
And you know why I love him so much more than most other rappers out today? Is because it's the same thing I always talk about with NBA YoungBoy. Even though I'm not a fan of NBA YoungBoy, I understand why if you're a fan of NBA YoungBoy, I get why you love him so much. Because he's literally dropping music all the time. So if you're a fan of him,
he dropped like 16 albums in like 3 years, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You're literally constantly getting music from this nigga.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know, I love Kendrick and Cole are my top 2 guys right now. But as much as I love them, it's like I wish y'all would drop more.
I agree.
And Griselda Griselda will give me like 2 albums of them together, and then 2 each of them separately within the same year. And I love that that's not full albums. They're like little EPs.
Just like
so it's like
they're only like 6, 7, 8 songs.
I'm constantly getting satisfied with my Griselda, you know what I mean, need. And their music is just so replayable. It's so like there's so many just like again, like I love lyrical rap because I love hearing a dope ass verse. You love that verse, then you're replaying it, and then you're like, oh wait, I didn't even hear that one bar. You know what I mean? Like I love finding new bars like within a song that I already love so much. So yeah, Benny's last album, How I Met the Plug 2, and Conway's new album are amazing. You guys need to go. If you are a fan of real lyrical rap, go listen to them. I think they're killing it right now.
New York niggas, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And they're upstate New York niggas. No, fuck that.
They're Buffalo
niggas, bro. And that's why I love even more. Like I love that niggas upstate can get some love. You know what I mean? Like, you know. So for anybody who doesn't know us listening, we do not live in New York City, even though we live in New York. We live in upstate New York. Yeah. So it's like we know a lot of people that have tried to make it as rappers from up here, and sadly, a lot of the things that we tell all of them, which is what Griselda has that they don't, is a story. And these niggas have a story, and they're telling it. And you know, and again, like whether it's their merch game, just like there's so many reasons I go on all day about why Griselda is just some of my favorite rappers right now. They're definitely my favorite rap group right now.
I agree.
Well, I mean, I would give them second because I'm not gonna take away how much Migos has really put the work in and how much I really love what they've been doing the last few years. Yeah. Like to me, like the Migos jumped to my number 1 the second they did Slide with Frank Ocean, because it's like that to me showed like, all right, your ultimate versatility. Because you guys can rap with every hood nigga. You can get the right singers to be on your shit. Like, but for you to mix with Frank Ocean and still give us a bop, like, Migos can really not fail.
I agree.
Like, it's really crazy to me how much they can. And wherever Culture 3 is, I know y'all are hiding it somewhere, but I need it. I need it now, okay? The culture needs it.
Yo, drop that shit surprise. Don't even say nothing.
Bro, Culture 3 really might be the craziest one yet.
I'm hoping so. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Culture 1 was fire. I thought Culture 2 was eh.
I think Culture 2 was definitely a step down, but I still think it was
it's always well done. It's always well done. You know what I'm saying? Migos. You know, Migos don't really miss like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely Griselda. Check that out. Yeah. So next up, a song that me and Jared have been listening to heavily a lot lately. I think it came out like last week or something like that.
Yep. It's probably the most recent hit we will talk about.
And honestly, it's by one of the artists who I think is the most underrated rapper out right now, Joyner Lucas, with Lil Baby, called Ramen and OJ. I think it is fire. It is so fire. I think they mix so well.
Fuck that. Again, Lil Baby can't miss. And
I feel the same thing about Joyner Lucas.
So versatile.
Same thing with Joyner Lucas. I think that's why they both mix so well, because the versatility between both of them is it was perfect matching. And I think the way the song sounds in general is just. It hits so hard. The beat is amazing. Everything about the song is so good. Yeah. And I would love to see them collab more. Because I feel like
I wanted a whole album with the two of them, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to that. I mean,
because when I first heard it, right, like, so for me, like, I didn't even know the single was coming out. I literally I got home from work.
Yeah, they just dropped it, like, I don't know.
Well, I got home from work, and the first thing I see, like, I got home, and by the time I took a shower and everything, like, I got off at work at 11, got home, took a shower and everything. So by the time I was laying in bed, it was midnight. And I just go, check on YouTube just to see if, like, any news or anything that I missed, right? So as soon as I click on YouTube, because I'm subscribed to him, the first thing that pops up is, Ramen and OJ with, Joyner Lucas. So I'm like, all right. And the visual, like the thumbnail visual just looked kind of interesting. So I'm like, all right, it's Joyner Lucas is a new song. It just dropped. Obviously, I'm going to click on it. I want to be one of the first niggas. Like, I want to support my boy.
Facts.
And then... like, as soon as it starts, I'm like, all right, he's getting in his lyrical bag. Okay. I like the hook and shit. And I'm sitting there like, wait, Lil Baby's on this? And so my immediate thought is like, Joyner's like a rapper. So I don't know if like Baby's gonna, like, I know Baby can rap his ass off, but you know what I mean, like on the level of like how Joyner.
They're both different styles. They're both different styles.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So that's why I was like, I wonder how this is gonna sound. And literally, bro, like the second he started like the second Baby started rapping, I'm like,
It
oh,
mixed.
he did it.
It
I was like, he did it. He
mixed
did
so
it.
well,
He somehow did it. And
yeah,
no, like the two of them can't fucking. And what I really fucking love is stuff like this makes me want to see the OGs rap more with the younger niggas. Like hearing, like if Joyner can rap with M on a song and be on par with him, it really makes me look at Baby and think like, yo, what would you and like Hove sound like on a song together?
whatever.
Like
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
That I really want to hear. Like I want to hear what does Jay-Z and Lil Baby sound like together.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they could really do Baby might be, and I'm only basing this off of what he said. Like at least I saw in the news he said something to this effect, something like I'm like the new generation Hove and shit. And at first, obviously, when you hear anybody say they're like Hove, you go, yeah, okay, nice try, whatever. But then I thought
it was crazy too.
But I stopped for a second and really thought about it. And look, obviously, all alleged and we don't know whatever. But you know, if the things Baby was getting into before he became a rapper is all true and real, which all his street niggas seem to claim was true and real, then his story's not that different from Hove. You went from selling on the corner to now you're one of the biggest artists in the fucking world.
Word.
And you're successful at it, and you're getting business ventures with people that like.
He was in a commercial. I forgot what commercial.
Bro, he was in a condom commercial.
Yeah, I saw him in like, that was like a Sprite commercial, stupid shit.
That's what I mean. Like the fact that you can get hired for a condom commercial and then like a drink commercial, like just shows that like the versatility of like who you are.
That's business, bro.
And
endorsements pay a lot too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like in terms of like drug dealer turned rapper turned greatest businessman, I get why Baby feels that way.
Word.
And to be completely honest with you, if he really continues down this road, he's probably gonna be there.
I agree.
So, and I like to talk about this in this perspective now because it's like I feel like it'll be easy once he becomes to a certain point that people will be like, oh, Baby's overrated, he's not that great, but like, no. We're here right now in his uprise. Mm-hmm. And his uprise is only clearly gonna go higher from here.
And I think he's another artist who's only gonna get better type of shit.
Bro, the fact that he doesn't even write any of his shit, he just gets in the booth and spit. Again, like, it's like, I see why you think you're a young Jay-Z. And at this point, it's like one of those claims that, like, to me, it's like anybody can make that claim. Yeah. And a lot of times when people make that claim, you immediately think of things to go back at them to be like, no, this is why you're not. Mm. When I look at Baby's career and his life and where it's going, at least seem to be going, and the quality of music he's giving us, it's one of those when you make a statement like that, I can't dispute it. Yeah. You have all the evidence right there to back you up more than I do to say that you're not.
That's facts. That is a true story.
So that's why it's like it gets me hyped to think of like, man, like if he can do that with Joyner and then people like Jay-Z are looking at him, it's like, man, like Hove needs to get on a song with him because like,
I'll be really interested to hear a song with them too. Like honestly.
I think Hove and Baby could make a really dope song.
I agree. Yeah.
Like now that I'm thinking and saying it more and more, like the more you and me are looking at each other right now and saying, I can tell that we both like, we gotta just put that somehow in existence.
In the universe.
Like, that needs to happen. That needs to happen.
I agree.
But yeah, no. But the OJ and Ramen
it's a very good song.
Joyner again, and Joyner like his concepts of how he makes his videos and everything. Like, yeah, people really need to start giving Joyner his fucking love.
Like I said, I think he's the most underrated rapper out. Personally, you know what I'm saying? He just definitely does not get enough respect as he should, in my opinion. Yeah.
But I feel like that happens to a lot of niggas that are in the camp of like M, and not in the camp of M like they work with M, but like the niggas
when it's more lyrical instead of melody.
Yeah, I think we've been saying for a long time, Big Sean is part of that.
Oh, he's so underrated. And he's another one.
He's probably the guy that I think of where it's like nobody gives him his credit.
Not even a little bit, bro. That dude has been killing it since day one, and nobody was saying nothing about it.
Since his mixtapes, bro.
And bro, him and Janae is the most perfect couple I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Makes me want to actually have love.
Facts. They made me believe love exists.
Yeah.
And so the last thing we're gonna talk about here on this episode, it was a recent update yesterday by our main man.
Here we go, the God!
Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine
the Fall Off out May 14th.
Cold World.
It's a Cold World. Very excited. He says this is years in the making.
A lot
of people in his camp, like Boss and some of the producers, are saying like this is one of his best projects he's ever made. And is J. Cole, to me, he's the best rapper out right now.
Woo woo, the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Dude, I want to run through a fucking wall
and I feel
right
like
now.
I feel like if this album really is as good as I think it's gonna be, and does as well, which I think it's gonna do well regardless, because he's a big artist, obviously. We gotta start talking about him being in the GOAT conversation.
First of all, he's already been in that conversation since 2014, if you ask me.
But niggas still don't think that way. You know
well, let me say it like this then.
Yeah.
What I'm most excited about, if I'm gonna be honest with you, like let's take away from the let's really get let's get into our bag right now. Fuck. We love everybody that's listening right now, but we're gonna put you guys aside a second. We're gonna try to stop entertaining you guys for a second, because my thing is this: what I love about J. Cole's music, that like we were talking earlier, right? We wish we could go back to when we listened to 2014 Forest Hill Drive for the first time.
Word.
And for me, every time I've ever listened to a J. Cole album, whether it was a Side Story, Born Sinner, 14 Drives, For Your Eyes Only, KOD, every single time I've sat and listened to his album, I've had emotional reactions.
Me too. Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget the time, again, listening to KOD for the first time and listening to Window Pane.
Mm-hmm.
And just bawling, crying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at that last line when he says, if you was my sister, then I would kiss you, because
you're stronger than the pain that I've ever lived through.
Yeah, because the pain, stress you have is more than anything I've been through. Like, when you're a J. Cole fan, you know how he feels about himself. For him to say that, it's like, I can relate to that, because I do feel like I have a lot of struggles that I deal with, but I don't really talk about them. I don't put them out there like that. So then I'm constantly thinking of other people's pain. Mm-hmm. So it's like, to have him say some shit like that, it's like, I know that feeling of being in that position. So, we'll finish that real quick. So, basically for me, that's what it is. So, I'm excited to listen to this album to know emotionally how I'm gonna feel. I know he's gonna give me music that makes me feel something.
And that's why, honestly, I think Kendrick's one of the best rappers out too. That's why I put J. Cole on top for me, is because his music, for some reason, all his songs just hit the soul. It just goes past your heart, past your body, just straight to your soul.
Yep.
And that's why I fuck with him so much, because I feel like he puts that into his music. He puts his soul into his shit. And I'm not saying none of these artists don't do it either, but
but he does it in a way where it's it comes across
exactly
very
and
more
obviously,
obvious.
Music is the most opinionated thing in the world. Another man's trash, another man's treasure. It caters to everybody. So I'm gonna say J. Cole's the best. Yeah, I'm gonna say J. Cole's the best, and then somebody else is gonna say J. Cole's trash. Or somebody else can be is better. But for me personally, J. Cole just hits like that. So it just like I said, just goes straight to the soul, and it just
it does, and I can't wait, because I think Cole has been teasing this since KOD. He's been teasing. I mean, I'm pretty sure
he said years in the making.
And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the last song, the 1985? Isn't that called?
It's supposed to be it's an intro to the fall.
So
yeah.
It's gonna be really interesting to see especially when you hear what he talks about on 1985, to know what he might talk about that on this, and then with everything that's happened in the past year, with the Black Lives Matter movement, coronavirus, everything. He has so much know that he's gonna deliver, that it's I can't.
And I also just love the cover album he has.
Oh my god,
the burning basketball hoop.
Because the fact that he wanted to play basketball, you know what I mean?
He was training.
There's so many reasons why that shit.
The Detroit Pistons wanted him to work out for them,
to sign him. The fact that because what's crazy is the burning can mean so many things.
It can mean literally anything.
Until we have the album, we're not gonna know, because it can mean he's saying fuck basketball, I'm sticking with my rap shit, or it could be like, yo, get ready, I'm about to heat this shit. There's so many meanings of what it could be, that until we hear the album, we're not gonna know. So
I fuck with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
KOD, the fall off. I can't.
May 14th.
That's only a week away, and I can't. I'm too excited. I've not been. This just makes me happy, because I haven't been this excited about an album or anything coming out
in mad long though.
So
mad long. That's a fact.
It's gonna be so great. And again, the GOAT, Jermaine Cole,
Mr. Jermaine Cole. He's back,
and
we're ready.
And you know what this means, though, right?
What?
If Cole is dropping next week, and it is an album that he's saying, because it would be different if he was saying the Fall Off EP was coming.
No,
He
it's
says, no, he
it's
says
an album. Yeah, it's a whole album. Yeah.
I gotta believe that means before summer ends, we're getting both Kendrick and Drake.
Not possibly. I'm fucking shocked we haven't still gotten Drake. It's been months he's been saying that shit's will be out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Drake is waiting for July 1st. Like anytime past that, like once New York legally officially opens up, everything back up, and the world's gonna, because everyone's gonna follow suit to what major cities like New York, everybody else is gonna be doing. So once New York says we're completely open, and then the rest of the world says we completely open, and Atlanta's like you guys are closed, like, I gotta believe Drake's gonna be like, all right, summertime, here it is, and I feel like it's gonna light up the shit, and then I think right on the heels of all that, Kung Fu Kenny.
Kung Fu Kenny.
So,
we'll see.
I just really think like once, because to me they're the three. Like, I don't know who that fourth would be in the Mount Rushmore of the top three major rap artists today. It's right now it's Kendrick, Drake, and Cole.
I agree.
So it's like if Cole finally says, all right, here it is, I'm dropping it, I gotta believe that Drake and Kendrick are also like, all right, like once he does, we kind of have to.
Yeah, I know.
Type shit. So.
Cole's about to take over this year. I can feel it.
You know what's crazy? I think I might end up loving Jake. Like, this is my prediction, at least, knowing these three artists and what these albums are supposed to be. I think Cole's going to be the one I love the most by the end of the year. I think Drake might be the one I listen to the most by the end of the year. Also because, just summer.
Of course, vibes.
Yeah, vibes.
Like, partying, whatever.
Like, that's the thing I always give Drake credit for it. That nigga knows how to vibe up a party better than anybody. That's like, you could literally go through his playlist, and any type of vibe a party could be, that nigga's got a song for it.
That's a fact.
So, again, being light-skinned and being certified lover boy is definitely going to be a good summer for us. But I think Kendrick's is the one that's going to leave me kind of the biggest, jaw on the ground type shit. I agree. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't wait. Other than that, still got a while for any new music. Got a week left with J. Cole, so I think we covered most of the. Let me just double check.
That's about a lot of the stuff.
Oh well, I mean, I know you're not the biggest fan, but I am, so I just want to bring it up real quick for anybody out there. It took me a minute to listen to Kid Ink's newest project, and I've been a Kid Ink fan since his fucking mixtapes when he was just a producer for a lot of people. So he has a new album, and it's actually like, I think it's the. So for me personally, like anybody out there who listens to Kid Ink, like my happiness with him like really kind of peaked at My Own Lane, and then he had Full Speed after, which I thought that's some decent bops on there, but it wasn't anything to the quality of what I think he can do. And then he's dropping some EPs here and there since then that I was a big fan of him, wasn't a fan of, but his newest one, let me just get the name of it real quick, just so I'm not butchering. I want to hype something else and then have no idea like where for people to find it.
It's that one album with the one name and title.
It's the album with the name and the title and the person. Oh, Alive is what it's called. Alive. It came out in April, so it's pretty fairly new. And it's pretty good. I think it's Kid Ink's best works that he's had in a long time, and I think it's way more of like what I've always told you I love about Kid Ink, which is like it's music that just makes you feel good. It doesn't have to specifically be about anything. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to even be a party song. It's just music that makes you feel good. And so I really recommend anybody out there who's a Kid Ink fan listen to his new album Live. I think it's his best work in a long time. And it's also like at a point where he's now at a point, right, where he's like now referencing older shit because he can, and it works. Like he has this one song called Night and Day, and one of the lines he has is he's like, that's a fact, I've been having hits since before I was with Chris, we've been through hell and back. So Hell and Back was a song that was his first popping song, his first album that he did the remix with MGK. Yeah. So I just like that. It's like, niggas don't forget. Like I had hits way before I was with Chris. You know what I mean? Like it's just Chris is the one that blew up the biggest. So other than that, but that's really all I want to say on that. Other than that, I think we covered all the music for
most of it. Yeah.
Obviously there's always stuff we're gonna miss. There's stuff, So if you guys are out there, throw in any recommendations in the comments of any upcoming artists that you guys really fuck with that you want us to check out.
Willing to listen to
music. Yeah, I'm always down for. I always need new music to just listen to. So if you guys got any dope artists that or you really fuck with, up and coming, well known, whatever, just put us on. Let us know. Put it in the comment section. You know, let us know what you guys think. And what did you guys think of any of these albums? Was there anything that you specifically we talked about that you didn't fuck with? Let us know. You know, don't be a dickhead, but you know, I mean, try to at least thoroughly explain why, so we can get a different perspective.
Sure.
And if you like a lot of the stuff that we talked about, but for different reasons, also let us know. You know, it's always good to get different perspectives on things. So, thank you guys so much for listening this far. You know, and we will catch you on our next episode of Some Nerd Stuff.
See you on the flippity flip.
Yep, and in the meantime, I'm your host, Jared.
My name is Alan.
And we will see you next time.
Later.